Hey lovelies, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot and welcome to this romance reading. Oh my god, I wish I had turned my camera on like just a little bit sooner. There was this cute little pair of birds like full doing a mating dance right outside the window and I kind of was just like, oh man, I don't even want to talk and mess them up. It was the cutest thing. But great confirmation that we're doing a love reading today. So hi, hello, how are you all? I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be a pick a card, so you guys know what to do. Pick your stack. Timestamps are below. Messages are going to be general, so take them as they resonate. This will be for all signs. I will say before we get started, this is going to be, it's going to be an interesting reading because I kind of was debating on what I wanted to talk about today and what was going to be best, and love just kind of was the thing. But before we even get started, like there's this vibe of like, just that you are loved. Like really you are loved. Maybe that's what I'll name it. But I feel like a lot of this is going to be about self-love and maybe your own relationship with yourself. A lot of this. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of compassion in this particular reading. So I think we're going to do both. I think we're going to cover self-love, areas where you should look for love or are feeling love, as well as doing romance. So I think we're gonna do a little bit of both, right? And that may differ depending on what stack you get. Who knows what's going to happen? But just to give you a little heads up on that, it has been a crazy stressful time. It's probably still a stressful time as we sort through the rubble and everything that came up with the eclipse. As we continue to work through this energy, there still may be, revelations, tough conversations, all that kind of stuff still coming. So continue to have grace and compassion, not only for yourself, but also those involved. It'll help make things a lot smoother. Phone's going off. But all will be well. All right. But I think the big heads up, like what our spiritual teams are trying to get at, is you're not doing this on your own. You're not, struggling for no reason. Like you truly are being loved through the situation. And there's definitely, I don't want to just say messages for you, but there's definitely, getting all excited. There's definitely support there. There's definitely more tenderness there than, actually I feel like everyone wants 2. So we're going to put 2 in there. That's one thing I love about these readings. They kind of keep me on my toes. It's just like, oh, you want to do it that way? No, we're going to do it this way. Put some more in there. So be open and I think a lot of this reading is helping to raise our awareness to see where that love and that support and that compassionate feeling is coming from, whether it needs to come from with us, whether we have to open our awareness and realize, oh, okay, there is more around me than I thought. That also includes love, because I feel like the love readings are going to be crazy. So the love readings we'll pull those within each stack, but these are going to be your 3 stacks. We'll make this stack 1, 2, and 3. So timestamps down below, and we'll get into your readings. Bye. Hey, stack 1, let's get into your reading. All right. All right, so first card out, let go of the old. So eclipse season. Right on target for you. Really a point of letting go of the past. Letting go, whether this is, and it's probably going to be a mix of a bunch of things, but whether this is letting go of a past situation, letting go of past hurt and past feeling. But there's also this energy of looking towards, something more optimistic, looking towards more healing. Oh, so sorry, I have incense burning off to the side. If you just saw that cloud that looked up at the camera, I was like, oh, that looks funny. But it's expecting more, expecting better. Because I'm looking at this card and you can see the peacock staring towards these golden feathers versus just the ordinary. Like I almost want to tell you, expect miracles, expect bright new beginnings, fresh new starts, a change in the way things were. Don't expect things to repeat. Don't expect things to literally play out the exact same way they have in the past, right? Situations may come up again because we are moving into a Mercury retrograde, but that is a window of opportunity to change things, to learn things, right? If we didn't learn it the last time, Mercury retrograde gives us another chance to learn it again. And if we did learn the lesson, we get another chance to play out that scenario, but change the outcome, right? And find either either find that new beginning or find a full release. You can bring closure to that situation because it comes up again. You're like, nope, I know better this time. I know this isn't what I want. I know this doesn't serve me. Or I also know that's not, where I thought this was going to go. That's not where it's headed, and I want more. I want different. So, peace be with you and on your way. It's very that vibe. But don't continue to replay those scenarios in your mind. And also don't continue to punish yourself or those involved for the way things played out. You did the best you could in that situation. They did the best they could in the situation. If someone fell short or consciously made a weak decision, that truth has come to surface because you know that now, right? And that's let's say the other person cheated or lied or did something, shady. Now that you know what type of person they are, right? So now you know how to treat that person or that situation moving forward. Let that go. Stop living in that moment, right? And it's really not to just be like, oh, well, they got away with it, so I'm just going to No, it's really just to set yourself free, right? Otherwise, you stay in that loop. You stay in that cycle. So don't feed into that. Truly let that stuff go. Okay, your Whispers cards, you've got Geranium. Love that. Actually, here, I'll read the affirmations to you guys as well. So with Geranium, I am most able to be nurturing and loving to those around me when I am connected to my emotions and loving to myself. Amen to that. So this card, when in controlled, you can see here, has the energy of Mother, Goddess. So I always take that as like divine feminine energy and gentleness. For sure, this is you being gentle with yourself. For sure, this is you not holding on to that pain and that hurt. You can see even in the negative aspected qualities below, unappreciated and disconnection, right? So those may have been some of the things you felt through this situation. Literally may have felt unappreciated. For some, and I keep getting this, like, there may have been like betrayal or misuse or something, maybe even abuse of some sort that definitely disconnected you from the situation. But I think to protect your heart or protect your emotional body, you may have even disconnected from feeling, right, in a way to like self-preserve, which I fully understand. But that's also not the place where you're going to manifest, right? Because then you're manifesting from this really hurt, unemotional, unattached space, and that's gonna bring a weak manifestation. So there is this need to open yourself up, heal, definitely send yourself a lot of compassion for literally doing your best, working through a situation, and maintaining an open heart, for sure, right? Not letting this one incident force you to shut down forever, right? It's fine if you got to shut down a little bit to heal and recoup, right? But then you need to return, right? And I think that's a lot of what's going on with this particular energy. And then you also have Orange here. Much more powerful card. So the affirmation here: I blaze my trail with purposeful intent, letting nothing distract me from my goal. I am not afraid to show my true colors to the world. Yes, because your true colors are love and light, right? I would even argue there's a lot of creativity here that's coming through, because literally with the orange blossom coming up, I instantly think of sacral chakra, which, yes, has a lot to do with sensuality and sexuality, but it's also the space we create from. And there's a lot of passion and fire there, right? So it's almost kind of like we have this heart opening going on along with this creative opening. And I almost want to say that you're like the version of you that is being expressed or is opening up, especially this version of you that shows more compassion and probably a little more sweetness than maybe what we've been doing in the recent past. It's a real inspiration, right? I mean, and I completely mean that in the most sincerest way possible. It really is an inspiration, like you being your own source of light, you radiating your authentic light really is a way of showing people how to be, how to live their life, how to experience gratitude and abundance on the daily, right? It's a really powerful moment, and without even really trying, like you're not trying to prove anything, you're not even really trying to showcase who you are, but by being who you are, that alone kind of makes you the trendsetter that this card talks about, right? instead of being of, a mindset that just wants to achieve and be, quote unquote successful, whatever that means, by whatever standards people compare it to. You just living your life with purpose. You just doing what is right, or what you enjoy, what is passionate to you, right? We talked a little bit about that with the sacral chakra, connecting to your passions and your creativity. You just following that really touches and affects so many people who just see you. Like, all they don't even have to know you or be friends. They could just see you across the street and be like, dang, that person's got it together. That person is doing their own thing. I really like that. I wonder what I can do that kind of creates that same feeling, right? They're not going to do it in so many words, but like feeling wise, energetically wise, you get what I'm trying to say. And a lot of what's keeping you and preventing you from getting to that space is this old record that's playing. Right? You can kind of see where that goes. Letting go of the hurt so you can be more compassionate and honest and authentic with yourself. And then that inner light shines through, which really helps to set you on this path. Whether this is, and I talked about people seeing you. So especially if you're single, this is, how you get attention, right? You really being seen for who you are. But even within a relationship, this could be talking about your partner seeing you for the true soul that you are, for the, let's flip that over. And seeing something, a part of you that maybe has been hidden, that has been missing, right? Interesting timing there. Okay. All right. Yeah, look at that. Page of Cups. Could be about divining messages, but there's definitely this link to the past. We've been thinking about it, ruminating about it, just... For some, this Page of Cups coming up may also be speaking to someone returning during this retrograde period, getting a second chance at something, right? And some of you may freak out and be like, oh God, no. But remember, with this geranium energy on your side, some of this could be you have a second chance to do things differently, right? You can find a different outcome here if that's something you desire, right? If you actually want something to grow or evolve or change, play out differently, whatever the case may be, you are getting a chance to do that, right? We have here the Four of Cups. So again, this same energy of mulling over mulling over the past and the way things were, and looking towards a more pessimistic situation, right? Versus like hoping for change, hoping for growth, or just hoping for new, because it also can be completely new. When that is completely available to you, here we have the Ace of Cups hidden within this reading, right? So there is an opportunity for new love, right? But we keep kind of replaying this old storyline in there. And actually, look, bottom of the deck right now, Ace of Swords, which is communication. Someone is ready to talk. There is truth and clarity for you. Queen of Wands, manifesting your desires, right there. This definitely falling underneath the geranium card too, but this is definitely connected to that energy. It's actually kind of a great mix of the two. Okay, we've got the Tower in reverse, so healing after this disaster, right? Now we understand why things had to crumble. We have the High Priestess here also in reverse, not listening to our intuition, as well as the Knight of Coins being too reactive, right? Jumping at things versus actually planning them out, thinking them out, being... Realistic's not the word. That's not the word I want to use. But in a way, not being sensible. It's just jumping at things. And honestly, the simplest way I can explain it is being reactive. Instead of taking information, processing it, and then figuring out what the best response is, or the best course of action is, we're like hearing something, we're just doing, right? And again, that can come out of, some lower vibrations, whether it's fear-based or anger-based, right? That's not going to be the best course of action. That, I think, is what has been happening in the recent past, or that's been the, thing that we've kind of been wanting to do. Like, we want to get revenge, or we want to get back at this person. We want to, like, have that argument to make them realize, or all that kind of stuff. When honestly, I think inside of you, that's not the best thing to do, especially because this Tower card is in reverse, right? The clarity is coming through, right? And I like when this card comes up in reverse, because it literally has the best way of depicting it. You have this calamity, you have this crash, this lightning bolt down below, but your head is coming out of it. You're rising out of this. So even though this crazy stuff happened, you can see clearly why. You have the understanding now, right? That's what we're working towards if you're not already there. Oh, this couldn't have come up in a better place. And it's great that it's reversed, because again, you are moving out of that. You're moving into the understanding, and there's a level of you that already kind of understands what happens. But again, we keep replaying this storyline. We keep wanting to. Some of us actually may truly want to get back at a person, or want revenge, or at least want to keep having that argument to the other person. Admits they were wrong, or says, yeah, you know what, that was stupid of me. Or, okay, now I understand what you're saying, you were right, I didn't get it, or da-da-da-da-da. When really none of that is important. None of that is important. Because it doesn't necessarily heal anything. I get where, it makes this part of ourselves, we're human, we all have that tendency, we all have an ego. It makes that part of us feel good, right? We feel powerful, yeah, we're right, we did it. But that's not where the progression and the forward movement comes on, right? And that's where you're headed, right? So it is kind of letting that bit go, because it's not worth it to continue to have the argument for anyone involved, including yourself, right? You know what happened, you know how that played out. Give yourself your own closure in that particular regard, right? Because there's definitely a lot more coming, right? Actually, and look, bottom of the deck right now, King of Wands. So definitely, if this is a relationship, the chance for a real connection is there, right? And doesn't necessarily have to be with this person of the past, but the possibility of this coming in general is there, right? Because having it on the bottom of the deck definitely speaks to that's what's getting you into alignment, right? Whether it's getting you to the right vibration, well, it definitely is about getting you to the right vibration, but it could be either to get you to a place where you are putting out that energy to attract the right match, or getting you to the right vibration to be a perfect pair, right? Because a divine union won't come together until both are at a similar vibration. So for sure, one or both of you are a little bit off, whether you know this person or not, right? Quiet, huh? I feel you in there. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay, so Chariot card falling down on top of the Page of Cups. For a lot of you, I don't want to say all of you, right? Because take it as it resonates. But I feel like a lot of you, this is about reconnecting with someone from the past, right? Especially because that Chariot card fell out on top of the Page of Cups. But this energy is one about progress and moving forward, right? As well as victory. So a lot of you, especially if you want to rebuild this connection, I'm going to move these guys up a little bit, because I feel like we're gonna go for some more cards. But for a lot of you, especially those who have been continuing to think about this relationship from the past, or this person from the past, because part of me wants to say that this wasn't someone you dated, but it may have been someone that you had a connection with, you had feelings for, and then something happened that kind of pushed you apart. Or maybe they started seeing someone else, so you kind of were like, okay, well, let me just let that go. For some reason, I feel like there wasn't an official relationship for some of you, but there was, like, emotionally there was a connection, right? And for some reason that didn't get to play out or pan out as we had wanted. But it's like there's this second chance coming, but this chance offers a way forward. It offers progress where we were stuck before. there's a new opportunity. But it is going to require you to let go of this stuff. And actually, look, bottom of the deck, 9 of Wands, as the Chariot card is coming out. This is a card of being stubborn and standing your ground. If you stand your ground, you can't move forward. Right? Right? If you dig your heels in the sand, you're never going to go for that chariot ride. So for some of you, this is the second opportunity to reconnect and also, blossom a relationship from the past. For others of you, this is letting it go so you can find forward movement with a new romantic partner. Oh, I feel like this is going to be for you guys. Yep. Yes. Judgment card. Here we are with that rebirth, right? Get that out of the way. But again, you have, look at 6 of Cups, right? I'm not making that up. Yep. And again, you have the 6 of Cups, so another card of the past and nostalgia. So heavy theme of a past romance, or at least a past crush returning, right? But literally you have a completely new second chance, and things have the potential to play out very, very differently. 10 of Swords was the bottom of the deck. So especially if the relationship was strained or was hard or there was fighting before, don't expect that to happen again. Or at least you're wiser and smarter now to find other ways through those situations, right? To talk it out. Maybe you guys got together too young, so moods were hotter, situations were completely different. We've grown and matured. This is such an interesting love story. We're gonna pull the romance angels after we're done with this spread. But this is it's almost giving me the we were childhood sweethearts till we got in a fight during high school, and then we never spoke again, and then we meet back again in our adulthood, and the story gets a second chance to play out. But it's kind of like we grew up into the people we needed to be. I keep saying we. I wonder if this is my star. Alright. Yeah. Temperance. So it could be talking about Sagittarius. You could be a Sagittarius, but this is about divine timing. Right? Temperance card is all about patience and waiting for the moment to be right and the elements to be in the right place and everyone and everything to be in alignment. So there's definitely a lot of divine timing taking place in this love story. And I think because there was a lot of emotional growth that had to happen for you. And I don't say that to single you out or anything. I literally just say it because I was you've done so much healing. Look, King of Swords, bottom of the deck. Someone with foresight, looking forward, looking towards the future. That's what we want to build with. Or that's who we want to build with, right? But I think there's been a lot of emotional growth on your part, right? Where the healing has been going on, your journey, what you've been through in that gap time. And now it's kind of you're at that point where let go of the hurt stuff because you've grown, you've moved beyond it. So this is the window where you really get to be open and explore, these more positive feelings and this much deeper connection. We have here the Queen of Coins, finding confidence and stability in yourself. This is also a self-love moment. Ooh, as I'm knocking things over. And then we have, we just talked about this, 8 of Cups. Or 8 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles, you working on yourself, doing what you need to do. And then 6 of Wands, this is the recognition we talked about in the beginning. This is you being seen, right? This is literally you being recognized. That is what lies ahead. Someone is going to recognize your journey, your growth, how you've blossomed, right? The person you truly are versus the person you were. You could also be doing this for the other person. Maybe they came up before as being impulsive and reactive and not very secure and steady, and then now they're coming in as this, beautiful King of Swords, right? Someone who is level-headed, clear, logical, analytical, extremely practical. We have the Strength card underneath that, right? And to me, this energy is beautiful because it is this, oh my God, and the Knight of Cups underneath that, dealing with someone with an emotional offer. So yes, someone definitely is coming in to express feelings, whether that's you or the other person. But this energy is almost kind of, I wanted to say the word effortless, but I think it's effortless in the way where we're not forcing it. We're not trying to push ourselves together with someone just to be with someone, or just because we want it to work or we think it to work. We're kind of at that point where things are just fitting. They just kind of, versus before we were trying to put like a square peg into a round hole, and it was just we're going to file down the sides until we make it work. This time it's a lot easier. Doesn't mean there's no struggle or nothing to talk about, because like I said, I think there are definitely going to be some real heart-to-heart conversations, but that's not something the King of Swords is afraid of. It's not something the Queen of Pentacles is afraid of, right? She's grounded and secure in herself. He can see the way ahead and wants to make the most logical, steps to get there. But it requires both to be open, right? Once one clams up, that shuts down the communication, and that's where we start to have to force things versus just working through them and overcoming these obstacles with grace. Okay. Let's look at the romance in here. Oop, almost. Healing family issues. For some of you, this may have been like baby mama drama. Not saying it was the baby mama's fault, but just, maybe we had kids with this person. What was that? Ooh, okay. If that comes out again, we'll talk about it. We also may be literally healing family issues within our childhood that made us react a certain way within a relationship, right? So it may not even have been connected to the relationship at all, but our behavior, our behavior that stemmed from these wounds got in the way, all right? So you've got let go of control issues. I feel like that, we know what that means. We also have very soon. So again, I think this retrograde literally is bringing back this person from the past. So this is a great time before it really truly kicks off, really reflecting. And that's where, to me, that's where that compassion to yourself is really going to be beneficial. Like, do what feels right, be kind to yourself, don't push yourself too hard, let that happen. And that honestly is going to show you where your alignment lies. What is it that makes me happy? Like, what type of connection is best going to be supportive of me, so that when this opportunity comes here with this very soon card, you kind of already know where that fits, right? You know what shape the puzzle piece needs to be, right? Yep. Chemistry, this connection is real. Going to be a lot of attraction there. We like that. It feels like the connection literally is very true. And I almost think it was before, but it was like the wounding and things that stood in the way for either you or the other person, right? So you have to take this as it resonates. But I think the connection, very, very true. Someone had these control issues, or someone had these emotional wounds that really blocked the connection or got in the way of communication and made things much harder than they ever needed to be. And now we're in this opportunity where where that chemistry has another chance to come together. But now we've worked through a lot of these healings, right? A lot of these issues, so that they don't serve as the obstacles they once did. And even if, let's see, maybe nothing's coming out because they want me to talk about it. Because even if you look at this letting go of control issues card, you can see there's all those angels right in the center of the card, just kind of hanging out, watching over. To me, this is also connected to that Temperance card, but this is your spiritual team hanging out, helping to guide you through. Right? They've really been working to help kind of resolve those blocks that we had in the past, so that we can be open to a much deeper connection, a truer connection, and one where we feel safe enough to be vulnerable. Gotcha! Release your ex. This is all about clearing your energy. Clearing all that stuff from the past. Oh. Ooh. Let your friends help you. So this could definitely mean like connecting with your actual friends and like maybe going out together. Maybe one of your friends knows someone and they're connecting to you to this new person. But when this card pops up, I also think it connects to your spiritual team as well. So you could totally do this through meditation, right? As you're compassionate to yourself, be like, you know what? I need a person who can be vulnerable in this way. I need a person who communicates about this. I need a person who da-da-da-da-da. I would feel best if my partner could be there for whatever. In your meditations, put those into your prayers. Literally put those into your prayers, because this could be your spiritual team listening to you. This also, I feel like, could be the other person's spiritual team helping them resolve their things, right? But you putting into voice helps to almost energetically give that support there too. Ooh. Now y'all feel really chatty. Yeah, getting to know each other. To me, this is all about those heart-to-heart conversations. It also does kind of give me this energy of like not moving super fast, not jumping right into things, right? We want to talk it out. We want to kind of slowly build this connection again, right? The Tower card may have fallen because we built things too quickly. It wasn't very solid. It wasn't very grounded, right? This is an energy of really being vulnerable and opening up to each other and really getting to know intentions, motives, desires for sure. And that's a hard thing to share, but really getting to know what it is the other person wants, and then you can see where you guys line up, where you guys meet, and how well this is going to work, right? But that's also where that connection gets even stronger, right? When we can be open and vulnerable and share all of these things. And oh my God, look, bottom of the deck, literally heart-to-heart conversations. I love it. All right, I kind of feel like we want one more, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Like, I keep just shuffling this deck because I'm like, I feel like there's still something. But this is kind of the roadmap. This is where this love story is going, right? So lots of healing of our own personal past, personal control issues for sure, and then getting this chance to kind of connect again, and then taking our time to really move past, maybe these old habits and behaviors, take the time to really get to know the person on a deeper level than we did before. It's gonna ask that you be really vulnerable, for sure. Oh, okay. Where'd that go? There it is. Who are you? Ooh. We've also got religious factors coming out too. So part of what we are healing with or letting go might have to do with religion. Maybe someone's family is super religious, right? And maybe that was a huge obstacle. Or even is a huge obstacle. For some reason I wanted to say is, not was. So if that is a factor, that's definitely something we want to talk about, right? Maybe there were assumptions around religion that we didn't like, so we just bounced, or someone, made a hasty decision without talking about it. And as we open up and discuss that more, maybe we find that issue isn't as deep as we thought it was going to be. Okay, we've got two more out. Boom. So definitely new love coming on in. We called that in the beginning, but honestly, fresh new start. Someone really is going to be stirring up these inklings. Look how chivalrous. He's like down on one knee. Look at that. And again, spiritual team hanging over your shoulder. Be like, do it. And we're gonna make this the last card, but stay optimistic. Stay optimistic about your love life. Like, literally, don't expect the weird stuff to play over again. You know better. You've learned better. If this is someone coming in from the past, they've also done some healing and some learning. So just because it's the same person doesn't mean it's going to happen the same way again. Stay optimistic about that. Or again, if it doesn't look like there's any opportunities in the way, hello. Literally, it's right there. Literally right there, my loves. So honestly, pay huge attention to where you should be loving yourself more, as that gets you into a much more authentic and open and vulnerable space. And then as this opportunity comes in, whether it's from the past or not, be receptive to it. But again, Don't force anything, don't rush anything that's not going to help you, right? Take your time, get to know, have those conversations, talk it out, right? And again, expect miracles, because miracles are coming. All right, my loves, I'm going to wrap it up there. Beautiful, beautiful reading. I hope you enjoy the rest of the season. I love you guys, and take care. As always, if you can smash the like button down below and leave a comment, it helps me to grow. It helps the channel to reach more people. Two things I beautifully love, and I love to hear from you guys and how this resonated. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell up above, wherever it is. Best way to be notified when our next video pops up. But until next time, stay safe, take care. Bye, everyone. Hey, Stack 2, welcome to your reading. All right, let's get into this. Oh, as I have them upside down. Oh, all right. So first card out, see the truth. So there's definitely some clarity coming to you. I almost kind of want to say this is about yourself, right? Now, definitely could be about an issue, a situation, maybe a relationship. But there is there's a piece of honesty and a piece of awareness that's really coming to the surface, and I say that specifically because it kind of feels like a bit of an aha, right? Like I think it is something kind of entering your awareness that you kind of didn't even see coming. Like when I say see the truth, I don't mean this as like someone was cheating or lying or being mischievous, and you kind of felt it. You were like, someone's lying to me. And then this truth comes out. It feels more like a revelation, right? So don't think that I don't want to say that and everyone's like, oh my God, who's lying? Someone's trying to cheat me. That's not the vibe. This is literally about boosting and opening your awareness and gaining another perspective, let's say. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I should look at these sooner. But then you have Clary Sage, and look at literally what it talks about. Clear vision, euphoria, and cycles. That clear vision, even that euphoria, right? Even though that's, all about bliss and happiness. But again, this is kind of like, this is the perspective, right? You're like, oh my God, it really was this good. Or, oh my God, it should be so much better than what I thought it was. Hilarious. All right. So the affirmation on this card: when I flow with the cycles of life and embrace my personal power, the veil is lifted and I clearly see only that which is true. Stop it. Say the truth. So again, I think there's a perspective, and the easiest example I have for this, and the thing that each time I look at the card it keeps coming up, so I'm just gonna, I don't mean to call anyone out, I'm just saying it. I feel like there's a perception coming literally to you about you. Like I feel like you're being too critical of yourself. I think you're judging yourself way too harshly. Legit, it's like giving me like body dysmorphia, right? Like you are perfectly adorable and cute and sexy and wonderful just as you are, but you kind of look in the mirror, you're like, oh, I'm dumb, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm red, whatever it is, right? I feel like there's a lot of that particular energy that's really getting in the way. And it really is just an illusion, right? It literally is just, you're being blinded by these critiques and these judgments and all these words that your ego has infiltrated into your thought process, right? And because even if you look at the negative aspect on this card, it's blindness, excess, and intoxication. Blindness in the way that it's blocking your awareness. And then some of us may be escaping, to vices. Doesn't necessarily mean we're getting drunk all the time, but, instead of feeling this way or to escape feeling this way, we start to, distract ourselves with other things and taking things too far, right? Especially in excess of how we're, talking to ourselves. It feels like that's a big thing. And then you also Helichrysum, I'm going to say that wrong. Whatever that beautiful flower is, look at her. She's fabulous, right? So the prompt is, true healing and regeneration are forever within my power. I acknowledge the shadows within me, but I choose to walk in the sun. Yeah, did we not just talk about that? So there is a lot of shadow work and a lot of self-reflection going on, or has been going on. I feel like I'm not necessarily telling you anything new. I think this is something you are starting to work on if you haven't already. But this is an energy of finding your truth, finding, again, I'm not calling anyone out by saying this, but finding value, right? Finding value where you thought there wasn't any, whether it's within you or within another person. Off these cards, it's definitely pointing that there is more value in you than you realize. But I love the second card, because it literally does talk about, I understand that there are faults, I understand that there's wonky things, but I choose to walk in the sun. Like, I choose to acknowledge the things that I do like about me, that are great, that are wonderful. There's stuff I can work on for sure, and will I work on them? Yes. But in the meantime, I'm still going to celebrate me for the things that I do well, or the things that are wonderful. That's definitely something, anyone who picks stack 2, like, I definitely want you guys to realize there's more to you than you think. And a lot of what's there is deserving celebration. And I bet you some of the things that you would fault yourself on or see as opportunities actually are strengths, and actually are quite powerful, and probably are actually things other people admire in you, even though for some reason you see them as again, failures. Maybe failures is a harsh word. Faults. We use faults. Oh. Thank you. I choose to walk in the sun. And here's the sun card. I love that. All is working out for you. All is good. There is so much light and vitality surrounding you. You are not stuck here with this 8 of Swords, right? But it's 8 of Swords in reverse. So this barrier does not hold you. It doesn't keep you back. And I think you're at that point where you're starting to see that. You're starting to push beyond. You're no longer blindfolded. You're no longer in the dark, right? So whether that's fully in your awareness or not, you are working in that direction. You're heading in that direction. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know what? We're going to take all of those. Okay. Okay. We'll go one by one. So we have here the Page of Wands in reverse. Being too impulsive, moving too quickly, making hasty judgments and assessments, right? Also, this is also like denying your I want to say truth, but that's not what I get when I see this card. But it's like I just keep wanting to say denying your truth, but it's like denying your instincts, denying your gut. Like, even though you're like I know I have worth, I know I have value, but it's kind of it's like that. It's like that energy. But I'm to this. I'm not enough of that. If I did, wouldn't someone be checking me out, or someone flattering me, something like that kind. It's very that kind of vibe. I'm gonna leave that there, because I feel like I definitely could get in a whole personal hole of mine that sounds very similar to that story. But the fact that this is reversed, that's not the case. Like, you truly don't feel that way, but the ego, the narrative that's playing in your mind, is telling you other things. That's where this truth, that's where this revelation is coming from. And then we have this 3 of Pentacles. So literally right there to shut all of these things down, right? The support is there, the people are there, the community is there. It's literally the very next card. All right. We have here the Knight of Cups, someone bringing in an emotional offer. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, hell to the yes. So someone's coming in to deliver this 9 of Cups. We have the Tower card. Nice. And I say nice for a specific reason. We're going to talk about it when we go through them. We do have the 5 of Cups here with loss. King of Swords. And then ultimately the Hierophant down at the bottom. So, when I say the Tower card is nice, I don't necessarily think that this is going to be a huge calamity, right? Because I feel like people see the Tower card and automatically just get to like, oh my god, doom and gloom. And I get it. It's definitely not the most comfortable card in the deck. But truly, its meaning isn't about disaster. Its meaning is about change, sudden change especially, and about the removal of barriers and obstacles, especially in the form of like security blankets and little crutches and things like that. I will say though, with the Five of Cups coming up next to it, there could be, on the emotional side, a deep sense of loss, right? You definitely could be clinging to a lot of these walls that are about to crumble. But I'm telling you, you want these walls to crumble. You truly do. Like, I just said, oh, for some of you it's going to hurt a lot, but you want it to hurt a lot. You want it to happen. Let it happen. I get that sounds silly. But truly what is happening here, they are removing the obstacles that prevent this emotional offer from coming in. Like, legit, someone is prepared to give you this Nine of Cups. They are prepared to answer your dreams, answer your wishes, right? So it's there, right? Because even we talked about that with the Eight of Swords. This barrier is no longer real for you, and it's not. That's part of the reason why I think this tower is not going to be so chaotic for a lot of you, because you already kind of have that in your awareness. So when this starts to fall down, you kind of already know it needed to fall, right? If you've gone through this shadow work here, we also talked about the shadow work up here, you know, with your oracles. If you kind of lean into that and you're open to it and you just kind of allow it and you're observing what's happening, this doesn't come as a huge surprise. Maybe when it happens, it shocks you a little bit, but the things that crumble, the thing that fades, the thing that falls away, you're not surprised that that's what this Tower card is affecting, because you kind of knew it had to happen. Maybe you didn't know how it was going to happen, how you should engage with that. So the universe was just like, well, now that we're all on the same page, we're just going to get rid of that for you, right? You don't need it. You don't need this, right? Again, some of you might definitely still be attached to it, might cause a lot of pain, emotional pain for sure, but I promise that's just part of the release. Let it pass, right? And not only let it pass, don't focus so much on the crumbling. Like, it's almost kind of like you standing and looking at the rubble and be like, oh my God, look at my beautiful tower, it's fallen and now it's just in pieces. But if you look up, you'll see there's a path to a brand new castle, not even a tower, a whole castle, right? So don't stay in that kind of dark, gloomy energy, because the walls that were up literally blocked this passage. They blocked your way to the even bigger castle with your name on it. So don't let that energy keep you down and keep you stuck. We also have this King of Swords and the Hierophant coming out. So, King of Swords, I would almost say is more indicative of kind of the energy you're adopting, right? This very forward-thinking, foresight-using, practical mindset, right? And which is kind of what we talked about in the beginning, right? It's about this mindset emerging, not like someone was lying and now we're discovering that type of truth. I think there's a new sense of self that's emerging. And then you have the Hierophant card, which is a card of courage. I don't know where that accent came from. It's a card of structure. It can be kind of an uncomfortable card because there really is no wiggle room with the Hierophant. Like, this is the way we do things. This is the order things have to happen. So it can be very rigid in its thought process, but that's fine for the King of Swords. King of Swords likes to have a plan, likes to see where the next steps are. I know I need to get from here to there, and if this is the most efficient way to do it, that's what we're doing, right? So there is this need to kind of formulate the plan. For some of you, this actually may speak to an actual individual. Someone coming in who is more of a mentor, he is more of a leader. When I say he, it's just because I'm looking at a king, not gender specific by any means, but this is an energy of someone who, I don't want to say necessarily takes charge, but has the experience, has the understanding, and has that foresight to move you forward, to help find a way forward. This person definitely could be someone that has that emotional offer to give you, right? They may be, we're cut the little weird speech, but you know, this could definitely be someone that you build some type of connection with, because when all of that came out, bottom of the deck was the Four of Wands. This is a card of union, right? I mean, you literally can see a marriage card or a marriage happening in this card, right? So this person, oh God, even underneath that, Six of Wands, recognition. So again, this person definitely could maybe not show up in a romantic sense, right? They may just show up as this mentor or someone who inspires you and gets you through this. But through that connection, right? This may even be someone you meet at work, right? With this Three of Pentacles. But I think there may be potential in this person, for sure. Okay, we're not done yet. We'll see. Oh, didn't waste a beat. All right. All right. Bottom of the deck, Six of Swords. Things are getting easier. You are moving on. These last two cards, this is the old mindset, right? Two of Wands. Vision, dreaming, wishes, intentions, all of those messed up because they're expecting someone to lie, cheat, and steal, right? So we want to set forth our true desires, our true intentions, and that's where this doesn't exist, right? These two things cannot exist in the upright, in the same scenario. So there is this adjustment going on to your perception. And again, confirmation, things are different, things are moving forward. Okay, let's look at this romance here. I'm gonna bust out the romance angels. Free yourself. Prompt reads, it's time to take back control of yourself. Hi, kitty. But yeah, and look. Here we go with that Eight of Swords idea again, being fenced in. You are not fenced in. Let yourself be free. Let yourself enjoy. Let yourself run. Oh my goodness, run wild. Okay. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to receive the highest energy of all. And the wedding card. Yes. So the person coming in, marriage potential, wants to build a life, wants to be monogamous, wants to commit, right? The Hierophant is also a card of commitment. So confirming that all over again. For some of you, you may think that this is unattainable, right? You may not find someone who wants a commitment. You can't find someone who is worthy. You can't find someone who meets you halfway. That is not the case. That is not the case, right? Especially when you have the It's Safe for You to Love card. That card definitely speaks to trusting and being open and being vulnerable. No one's out to get you, right? No one's out to get you. That's Seven of Swords. That is not the reality of the situation. That is not the truth. Spirit is truly working to open up. Kind of not feeling that. That was me being klutzy. Spirit is really open. If you want to, I don't know, maybe some of you will connect that. The card that fell out was past life. So you may have had some karmic situations in the beginning, tying up some old contracts. That was completely different. That was separate from this love coming in. Because this isn't, to me, this Safe for You Love card, this isn't about someone returning. This isn't about having to rehash someone. This is completely new. Look at that. This could be the one. It definitely feels like new love. Now, if anyone reconnects during Mercury retrograde, there may be the potential that that's who this reading is talking about. You know, I'm not going to ignore that retrograde isn't coming. If that is the case, though, this connection is completely different. Like, completely different, right? You'll have to take that how it resonates. I do feel for a majority this is someone new, right? This is a complete new person, okay? We also have here worth waiting for. Yes, you have been waiting for a long time. Probably dealt with a lot of scrubs along that journey. This next person coming in, worth all of it. All those things you thought you couldn't have, all those traits you thought were unattainable, they exist. and the person carrying them is looking for you. Okay, so you got forgive and learning falling out on top of this could be the one. So if someone is returning, there is a lot of forgiveness. You are going to have to release a lot from your past experiences. And you know what, as I look at that card, you can be completely open and honest about those experiences. This is why I had to walk away. This is why I couldn't deal with that, right? So don't keep punishing someone for a mistake they've already made, and probably a mistake they've already paid for. Not saying you're all doing that, but something just to kind of keep in your awareness. Especially where this is a true connection, right? Because don't forget, we have that wedding card up above. This may only be for one of you, but I can't keep staring at this wedding card and not bring it up. I almost wonder if for some of you this was a connection where maybe you had feelings for someone, maybe they had feelings for you too, but something happened where they ended up choosing another, right? Maybe they got married to this person, maybe they didn't, but they kind of like made a commitment to someone else. And that was really hurtful and that was really painful. I feel like there was a misconception somewhere along that road. But now that relationship, I feel like, has ended, and now they're like wanting another chance, right? Or you get an opportunity to really have another chance. Attraction cards popping up. So you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, which is kind of what we talked about up here. We'll come back to that. Give this second chance a try, right? If you're connecting to that, if someone did, end up choosing someone else and it didn't work through and they come back, be open to that. Don't just automatically shut them down. Now, I mean, if they're a scrub and you truly don't want the connection, that's different, right? I'm not telling you to settle for something less than you want. But if it's someone you want and you're just shutting them down just because you're mad at them, or you've got a grudge going on, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't punish yourself like that. Because there is attraction here, right? You are attracting genuine feeling, genuine love. But again, that comes from you just being in your vibe, right? We full talked about that. But this is you just choosing to expect miracles. Understand and fully know and believe and trust that you are deserving of them, right? And just by being present in that moment, embodying that energy, that's where you become a magnet, right? Yep. Come on. Make the effort. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take, right? So as Spirit, as Divine puts opportunities in your way, take them, right? If you keep denying, if opportunity knocks at the door and you don't answer, don't be mad. Don't be mad you missed it, right? So you definitely are going to have to be putting some energy into this if you want to make it happen, which I'm sure you do. And then you get the flirt card. So yes, be vulnerable, be open. Do not hide your feelings. Do not hide your intentions. Have fun with it, right? Someone wants to take you out, wants to go out. Don't be all shame and be like, no, I'm just going to, oh no, I'm tired. Oh no, I'm busy. Let me think about it. Let me get back to you. Like, no, just do it, right? If you have the opportunity, take it. Go for it. Do it. And I get this does mean you have to be vulnerable, which can be scary. But what you going to do? You rather keep it a big secret and no one ever know? I kind of feel like that's the end. We'll do, if nothing pops out, we'll stop. I feel like that's kind of the big message. Know that you're deserving. Know that you are worthy of it. And just enjoy it. Have fun with it. Don't make it out to be this big, serious thing, right? It's time for you to play and enjoy. That was so funny. I saw the card that came out. It was the last card in the other spread too. Religious factors. So for some of you, spirituality, especially religion, may be some type of block or obstacle in this situation. I feel like this is going to be more so connected to, I was doing this like it's the person who got married, it's them, it's their fault. But I feel like this is going to be more connected if this is a past connection returning, right? Not so much the new connections that are on their way in. So I don't think many are gonna, I don't think that card applies to most of you. I know some of you, there might be some big talks about religion and spirituality. Oh, someone flipped, I felt it. There you are. Okay. Yeah, so for those of you where these religious factors are really coming in, there's going to be a need to disconnect, right? There's going to be a time where you have to kind of separate. And again, they used a married couple. So it actually might, for sure, it's definitely going to be connected to that storyline. For those of you where someone chose someone else, maybe got married, makes sense why religion is going to start to mess with that. But, you know, so if we have issues with divorce or second wife, second husband type of situations, I don't know. These issues definitely going to require, they're going to require a break. Like, they're going to require a bit of a disconnect. So if those things were the obstacles and, you know, maybe it's a family thing, you know, opinions of whatever, I think that's going to be a great moment for the two of you to kind of pull away from all of those influences and really discuss just between the two of you what you guys are feeling about that situation, what you guys, you know, in best scenarios, what you intend to do about it, what would be the right outcome for you guys, and go from there. That may be a really tough conversation to have, but gotta do it. Gotta do it. But it also opens up a lot of vulnerability. You guys really get to be really open and honest in that space. So, oh, and new love. Yes. So, for some of you, we got some heavy conversations to deal with. But again, a lot of you, there is new love on the way. Literally, there is new love on the way. But to welcome it in, you have to be open. You have to be willing to flirt. You have to be vulnerable emotionally. Let's see if we can get something on this new love card. I wonder, do I want to clarify with another deck? I could. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, this story is really coming through heavy. All right, so we've got give your relationship a chance, separation, and express your love. So there definitely are some of you where there was a break in this connection for whatever reason. It doesn't even have to be this particular scenario. I think it lines up a little too well for it not to be, but there definitely was a break. On some level, on a divine level, this was necessary, right? So it is talking about giving this love a second chance because it's going to come back different than it was before. For the others of you, and you know, just being open and honest, but for the others of you, this really is about expression, feeling safe and secure in yourself to just be open and honest with your feelings. If you want to flirt with someone, go ahead and flirt with someone. Like, there's no reason for you to hold back, like, at all, right? So a good chunk of you dealing with this connection that, you know, was broken for a while, now it's coming back together. It is worth giving it a second chance, right? I don't know how many more cards we need to beat that in, but for my singles out there, it is about being authentic and expressing yourself, right? Don't hold your feelings back, because then no one knows what to do with that, right? There's nowhere that energy can go, right, if you keep it to yourself. So I'm going to wrap it up there. As always, my lovelies, wishing you the best. If you can do me a favor, make sure to like this video and drop a comment down below. Helps the channel to grow, and I love hearing from you guys how these messages resonate. Definitely helps me to be a better reader for you. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell up top. Best way to be notified when our next readings come up. Other than that, stay safe, take care, my lovelies, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, stack number 3. Welcome to your reading. All right. First card out, Have Courage. I always love the image on this card. That line is so fierce. So have courage, be bold, be brave, whatever situation you're facing, whether this is within a relationship, if this is personal, right? Because I talked about this can be romance and self-love. Whatever that situation is, be bold, make the moves, right? Do the thing you feel needs to be done. Don't hold back, don't hide in the shadows, don't be the wallflower. This is not the time for that. You also have Lavender, serenity, femininity, and calm. Prompt reads, in stillness, I can hear my higher self telling me that stress is an illusion that I can let go of whenever I choose. Yes. Here. If you guys want to take a screenshot and take that affirmation with you, you totally can. Right? And then you also have Patchouli, action, prosperity, and fertility. I choose rich, fertile soil to plant the seeds of my desires in, resulting in an abundant harvest. Yes. So I will say, first thing out the gate, especially with I don't know why lavender is giving me this vibe. I would honestly expect it from patchouli, but the lavender vibe is really giving me some work stuff, which is weird because we totally actively chose a relationship reading or a love reading, but I feel like some of this may have to do within the workspace and taking initiative, whether this is, whether this is like an entrepreneur, if this is like your own business, or this is, within another place of work.
Okay.
Any weird stresses or issues that are going on, like I want you to handle them in a calm way, but also don't let yourself be steamrolled or rolled over in the situation. Remain calm. Like it's not about being aggressive with it, right?
Okay.
But not letting any of that, like any annoyance or irritation or even agitation, allow you to get out of vibe. Like be brave to bring it up. Be brave to stand your ground. These are my thoughts. This is why that can't be done. This is why that would be wrong. This is why I feel this way. Or my understanding is da-da-da-da-da. Like, speak up for yourself, but not in a way that's combative. You don't need to necessarily, like, confront someone aggressively, but take action for yourself and don't let the fear and the stress kind of get you out of that headspace or get you out of that flow, right? Because there is a lot of prosperity there. And it's legit, I feel like that's such a derailment because this feels so work-related than relationships. But for you guys, that's probably where you're showing yourself the most self-love, right? By not backing down, by not hiding in the shadows. Literally do what needs to be done. Like stand up for yourself, right? So it's almost like you're protecting your own value. And that, honestly, that small little action can definitely have ripple effects into how people view you, how people appreciate you, and ultimately how people treat you within relationships. Last one. All right. Interesting. Okay, we'll see in the tarot how all that plays out. But literally just off of those 3 cards, it feels like a lot of this reading is about how you are showing up right now within the workspace or for yourself in like professional settings. Yeah. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, all about that money. All about that money. So this definitely is going to have a lot of work stuff going on. But it's showing yourself how you love yourself in the workspace, not backing down, holding your ground, having confidence and belief in yourself. Because the abundance is there. I mean, it's showing up as the 10 of Cups. Like, your ideas are smart, they are prosperous, they are fertile as well with patchouli here, right? So the plans you have, the ideas you're making will bear a lot of fruit, right? So don't get defensive, right? Don't come out of a place of fear or anger, right? Try to maintain some serenity. Especially with the lavender card where the first line is literally in stillness. Right? So for some of you, it might be about taking a breather. For some of you, it might be finding the stillness to like appreciate other opinions, right? Other perspectives. Doesn't necessarily mean you kowtow to them. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, there may be room to compromise. There may be something you and or the other person is missing. So being able to open up that space and be a little more receptive versus being more reactive is going to benefit you. I'm just going to piggyback that with the patchouli card, because when this card is negatively aspected, you can see it has that poor or lack mentality attached to it. So some of you, some of the agitation or the irritation may be coming from a lack mindset, or someone like that. Either a lack mindset or a fear that, you know, there won't be enough, something's going to fall apart. So be very careful of that, right? Because there's poor and barren are both kind of wrapped up in there. So be very, very conscious of when you start to react or behave from that space of wanting or lacking. Yeah, because we have the King of Wands in reverse, being too ambitious to see what's happening around you, to be almost blinded by it, right? Wanting things too hard, trying to force things, you know, before it's even necessary, right? So be very careful of that energy. Because you are in control here with the Magician card. You can manifest this, right? So there's no need to be in that particular energy, right? When you can experience peace and calm. Ooh, stack 3. Yeah, it feels like there's this need to want to overdo or push too hard or push too far, push too fast, when that really isn't necessary. I love that. Queen of Swords. So this almost is a bit of a double-edged sword here with the Queen of Swords. And I'm chuckling because it's literally this energy of like what serves me, what doesn't serve me. What's stressing me out, what doesn't stress me out, right? So the reason I'm kind of giggling is because that energy, it's so easy to go both ways, right? If you don't have the awareness to really be honest with yourself, right? Because this king who wants to push and wants to force can automatically be like, no, it's in my best interest to push this along, so I should keep going and just ignore everything else and just go, 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 go. Where someone who has the awareness can be like, you know what, pushing this hard is stressing me out, is wearing me out, and might ultimately burn some bridges that I definitely don't want to be burned. So let me take a second. If it is stressing me so much, this probably isn't the route I should take. There's an easier and better way for me to do this, right? So I'm giggling because of how that can be used. It's going to require you to be very honest. This Courage card also coming up, considering it's followed by a card of Serenity, may also be having the, you know, if this is the energy you're kind of vibing in, this Have Courage card truly may be about having courage in the way things are going to work out, right? Like you already have the Magician card, so you're already manifesting what it is you desire, but it may not necessarily be the way that you expect or the way you thought, or in a way that is completely under your control. And when I say control, I'm talking about in the 3D sense, right? Because the Magician card creates opportunities for himself, right? But he doesn't necessarily have to be like pounding the pavement to make it happen, right? So this is an energy of attraction, right? So some of this Have Courage can be speaking to, or at least for some of you anyway, it can be speaking to trusting in the process versus, you know, trusting on what you're actually physically seeing and doing, right? So, and it just depends, right? You're gonna have to take that as it resonates. But that Queen of Swords, that made me chuckle. You have to be very, very honest with that energy, because you can totally manipulate that to your means and justify it however you want. Yeah, and look, and if you do, you slow up manifestation, right? You slow up all of those things trying to come in. So the Wheel of Fortune, having it in reverse, can speak to like blocking these things come in because we're forcing things too hard. It can also speak to how things are slowing down, right? The wheel's not spinning fast enough, right? And we want it now, don't you, Veruca? Like, it's very that. See? Yep. Let go. 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. Let go. Relax. Don't grab so hard. Loosen the grip. Hermit card. This is one of receiving messages. Looking within. I always kind of like how this card is posed, right? So if we take a moment. Hopefully the camera, come on camera, you can focus. You can focus, camera. Okay, hopefully you can see it. So, I mean, traditionally this is kind of what the card looks like. It's usually the old wizard man standing at the peak, holding up his lantern, shining light on the way ahead. What I love about this particular deck and how they did the Hermit, if you look at, this is what I wanted it to focus on. If you look at the hand holding the lantern, it's turned inward. Like, instead of shining out, he's holding it like this, almost like implying that he's shining that light inside. There is a little kind of like, let's look at what's going on in here. Let's look at me for a moment and what is happening. Again, I'm not trying to call anyone out, but there's this need to be completely honest with yourself and your actions and what's been playing out and how things can be done differently, right? Because you're in a place of power, you're in a seat of control, but that doesn't mean you completely control how all of this is coming to fruition, how things are completely going to happen in order. We have the Knight of Swords, seeking clarity, understanding. It's almost like taking a step back too, right? Because we started as Queen, actually we went from King of Wands, Queen of Swords, and now we're Knight of Swords. So there is a kind of a stepping back going on, but honestly that's going to do so much more for you and help launch you forward. What do we have here? So you've got the 3 of Cups, celebration. So actually technically I flipped them over to look at them, but they popped up in reverse, so we should be looking at them here. So 3 of Cups, 7, right? I said 7, yep. 7 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, and Knight of Coins, or Knight of Pentacles, all in reverse. It's honestly more of the same. So the three of Cups is normally a card of celebration and friendship. In the reverse, I don't want to say that you don't have friends. That's not necessarily the case, but it's kind of like it's like instead of celebrating the good and focusing on what's light and brings you joy and peace, instead we're kind of ignoring that stuff, and it's putting us in a space where we are defensive. It's putting us in a space where we're kind of acting on our own, right? When that's not the case, we don't need to do this alone. We don't need to be so tunnel visioned. We don't need to be so like just, you know, nose to the grindstone. That's not going to help us, and that's also the least practical path for us. I'm excited to do the Romance Angels, because that's definitely going to connect this to a relationship, but because this really feels like it's not, I don't want to say it's not connected to a relationship, because you're going to have to apply this where it's relevant. But I think for most of you, especially considering how many pentacles showed up in this reading, you know, the message here isn't necessarily happening in a relationship space, but the behaviors, the intentions, the perspective that this particular energy is involved with is definitely serving as a block to relationships. So if you're trying to manifest new love or a new relationship, a lot of the behaviors that you're showing in the workplace or wherever this applies for you is blocking a genuine connection, probably because we're forcing it too soon, probably because we're not building that connection properly, probably because we may be holding on to things from the past, or we're being too, I don't want to say too aggressive, because that's not the energy I'm getting, but we're just trying to control every single second of that process, and there needs to be more trust there. You need to lessen the grip a little bit, because it's already there. You're already in a seat of power. We have that 10 of Pentacles already there, so we know the abundance is there. We know the fulfillment is there. Fate's on our side with this Wheel of Fortune, but we're doing things that are actively getting in the way and slowing it down. There needs to be more peace and more steadiness, right? Instead of acting out of, some weird perspectives or falling for the agitation and just creating more friction, than where there needs to be. Okay, we're going to see how this connects directly to romance. So, for those of you that came for a love reading, sorry for the derailing. But again, it's all connected. It's all for your highest outcome. But ooh. I always feel weird. I always feel like I bait you in with one thing and then you get a completely different story when stuff like this happens, but that's just the message that needed to come through. Right. Let's see, what do we get? Look at that. So we have engagement already coming out. Super strong. So your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So yes, the potential is there. The romance is there. Now, this is super interesting. This card actually doesn't come up very often. So you do have the deception card, which does speak to someone being a little rat somewhere. We're definitely going to clarify that. I'll put that on the side. So, I feel like I kind of want to clarify that now. Let's do that now. I don't want to, that's a weird one to let wait. We're going to grab a different deck for that. Okay. Alright, Spirit, let's clarify this deception card. Bottom of the deck, Princess of Cups. So this is probably someone from your past. As I move all these cards around. So probably dealing with the past connection, past relationship. Again, all these... Four of Swords. Still got lots of Pentacles. So we've got Seven of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. So... honestly, I feel like the message here is really about letting it go. This is old news, this deception card. This is old news. Something that's happened way in the past, we haven't let go, almost kind of like we're hearing a tape again. I talked a lot about this in stack number 2 also, which is kind of weird. But this to me is really about letting it go, right? We've held on to something for so long, it's really time to relax, right? You have this common theme of needing to find rest and peace and recovery in this particular reading. Right? Instead of dealing with this shady behavior. But again, I feel like that is something from the past. And then you also have this Queen of Pentacles card, which is about finding confidence and grounded energy and security within yourself, right? This energy is long gone. It can't touch you anymore. Yep. Right? This is not only self-love, but this is also, this is the space you're in. One that is caring and compassionate. This deception doesn't exist for you anymore. It's literally old news. Literally old news. But it's coming up again, because again, it's even though it's physically gone, it's continuing to be such a block and such an obstacle. And I get it. When stuff like that happens, we fear it happening again. So we want to make sure we're aware. We want to make sure we're looking for the signs and looking for the red flags. There are no red flags here, though. Okay? If I can easily describe that, that's like the energy where you start talking to someone new and you just start giving them strikes. Where it's not even what you like about them, how you guys connect, what you guys talk about. You're just oh, this person did that, that's a strike. Oh, doesn't musicals, can't talk to that, there's just this remnant energy. I don't even want this in the reading. This is so old news. We're gonna take that out. It's part of the narrative, but you really gotta let this stuff go. It is old news. It really is old news. And then we have the Love Yourself First card. So you have to start choosing you more. I think that's why this peace and serenity keeps coming through all these different cards. because you're choosing, or at least you've been choosing yourself second, right? Might be choosing some children above you. Because we have the children card, bottom of the deck. You have to start choosing yourself. And that doesn't mean you're not a good parent. That doesn't make you selfish. Honestly, everyone needs to love themselves first. Because if you deplete your own cup, you're not going to be able to do for others or care for others, right? So it's a wonderful, compassionate thing, but you have to make time for you, right? Be willing to share responsibilities. Be willing to take a break when you need a break. You know, be willing to serve your happiness and your peace of mind before you serve someone else's. Because honestly, not doing that is going to lead to that lavender energy in reverse, where we start feeling agitation, where we start to create discord and tension. I also have the playfulness card. Have some fun with it. Even the prompt on that card, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Have some fun. Do things you enjoy. Even if, because at the base level of what that means for your energy, it's just you putting you into a vibration of fun and relaxation versus continually cycling through stress and fear. Stay optimistic, yes, because it's available. Like I can't stress how much I feel like in this reading there is love and relationships, and even general abundance available to you now. But there's such a stress level, or such a like monkey race mindset. Express your love flipped over. Let those feelings out. Even the prompt in that says make the romantic gesture. For some of you, that may be about, being vulnerable with your feelings, asking someone out. But I think that connects more to this playfulness. Like it's literally like, make the gesture even for yourself. Show yourself some self-love. It's not selfish. It's not a bad thing to want to feel happy. All right? Oh my God, look at both of these together. Keep an open mind and let go of control issues. There is a definite need in your life to be flexible. Be flexible, be open. Stop being so rigid. Look what flipped over. Trust. Talked all about trust in the process. Okay, stack number 3. I love you guys. I'm sending you all a big, huge hug. You gotta let some of this go. Let go. Experience more joy in your life. Experience a break and a release. Trust the process, right? You are working yourself far too hard and unnecessarily, right? This could be the one. Whether this is a business, something in business, coworker, business partner, whether this is a romantic relationship, this could be the one, right? Even the prompt says you've already met your romantic partner. This could be the one, but because we're forcing the issue, or we're choosing other things over the situation, we're kind of in that space that's making this harder than it has to be. All because of this old news. All right, be very aware of that. Okay, we're gonna call it there. Children card came out again. So for some of you, if you're a parent, have children, take care of children. It doesn't even have to be yours. It's not a bad thing to choose yourself over them sometimes, or find another way around tasks that don't involve you to fully sacrifice, your plans for the day, or even your plans for yourself, right? There are other ways. For some of you, and I don't know how many of you are going to relate to this, But for some of you, this may be literally someone that you were friends with or spoke to when you were children or when you were younger. Maybe you dated in school or something like that. This could be someone from your past, right? If this relationship comes back in, and I say that, and literally it's the first time I've ever had these two cards in the same reading and had them next to each other, but don't these figures look like the little kid version and then the adult version of this same pair? How nuts is that? So literally, if someone from your past, and again, it literally could have been when you were children, so it doesn't have to be like a romantic partner, but this connection may be coming in to give you another chance. And again, if you don't trust the process, if you don't kind of go with it, if you don't roll with it, you might be cutting off a real genuine connection there. How interesting. That is, like, literally look at that again. Like, I'm so like, what? Like, it's literally like those two children grown up. How nuts is that? I mean, you even have the Wheel of Fortune, and you have these little cherubs, almost like this was a fated event, right? We met as younger children, but then we're brought back together. Like, I definitely felt like there could be some fated events happening concerning this particular relationship. So how many of you relate to that will be up to you. But that feels kind of cray. Like, in a huge, huge way. This particular individual may have been the one that caused this deception, maybe. Right? And maybe this is coming back so we can finally heal it. Maybe there was a misunderstanding with this deception, for all we know. Right? Or this person's grown from it and healed. I don't know. It's going to be different for everyone, so you have to take it as it resonates. But this deception definitely, for some of you, could be related to this pairing. I don't necessarily think that for the most of you. Just, it's an option, right? It's a general reading, so you got to take it as it resonates. But for the most part, I think this is just a reunion of some sort, right? Like, I don't want to say it's a past lover, because legit, it could have been when you were too young to be dealing with that. But it's super interesting. But again, you have to be in this space where you are loving yourself and treating yourself appropriately, because that's going to dictate how others treat you as well, right? So be very aware of that as we continue to move through Gemini season. All right, my loves. Oh, it kind of got dark. Must be getting cloudy outside. Real dark all of a sudden. I'm going to wrap up your reading there. As always, I am sending you tons of love and light. I am wishing you the best. Thank you for coming and supporting my video and watching this reading. Make sure you hit that like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated. I love hearing from you guys. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button. Best way to be notified when our next reading pops up. Until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves. I'll see you in your next reading. Bye.